Back here live in Manchester, New Hampshire, and we are now just hours away from the state primary here in the Granite State.
That's right, and we're joined by our political analysts, Marianne Marsh and Rob Gray. Thanks, as always, for joining us on a chilly evening.
A cold evening, right? And Marianne, does Nikki Haley have a chance here to stop Trump? Does she have a shot?
The only way she can do it is with a record turnout of unaffiliated voters, and she would need all of them. And she would still have to cut in substantially into Republican voters, which Trump owns, overnight. Number one. Number two, compounding her challenge is Donald Trump, once again, just like Iowa, has the best organization on the ground here in New Hampshire. He's actually going to get people to the polls, pull them out. That's only going to add to his margin. I don't see her winning here at all.
Well, Trump, Haley, they've taken the focus, obviously. But, of course, the Democrats are running too. Joe Biden, Rob, not on the ballot, not officially running, but there's this enthusiastic write-in Joe Biden movement kind of bucking the party.
Sure, and he'll be measured by that. Does he win the write-in or not? I mean, he has lesser candidates running against him, so, you know, it's an easier lift. But he has a lot riding on it. He sent, you know, politicians up, Governor Healy, Mayor Wu from Boston, up to campaign for him. So even though he's not competing, he really is competing.
Is it if the president doesn't win the write-in, is that an issue?
Well, sure. I mean, if he's under 50% on the write-in, it's definitely an issue because he's in this.
Yeah.
I mean, just remember the last time we had a Democratic incumbent president on the ballot in New Hampshire in 2012. Biden, remember, not on the ballot.
Yeah.
You know, Barack Obama still had 25% of the voters voting against him. So that's normal.
Sure.
So I think the White House would tell you if they win the write-in, they're happy, but everyone will matter.
Just like Trump. I mean, Trump's expected to win. So if he loses, then there could be a shakeup in the race.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you both think about. The stock market went over 38,000 today for the first time. Is that at all in factor? Does that play at all with what the voting happens here?
Well, if it happened for Donald Trump, he would be claiming it as a victory, as he does at all his speeches anyway. So if it's good for Trump, it's good for Biden.
Give
Well,
Biden
Biden's-
time. He'll claim it too.
Well, he's
but-
talking more, right? He's kind of ramping up the campaign with Kamala Harris as well. So they're getting into this.
So we have a break after New Hampshire, 2 weeks until the Nevada caucus. You know, are Biden and Trump going to try and get into general election mode? If Nikki Haley wins in New Hampshire tomorrow, she'll try and prevent that from happening. If she loses, they'll go right into the fall campaign.
I would
Great
point out one quick thing. The fact that the White House today picked abortion to start this general election, which is, I believe, the
Directly
driving
on
issue
Trump.
in this election that
Right.
women will pick, tells you everything about what this election will look like.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you both so much, as always.